Should you have a picture on your resume is the question of today's video. When do you need to include a picture and when you must be careful as it might actually hurt your job application? My name is George, I'm founder of the Catapult Your Career Academy, and in this video series I share with you practical advice and actionable knowledge as to how you can get your career ahead faster and how you can ace your job application process. So if you're new to this video series, consider subscribing. Now today, I'm addressing this big question of, do you have to have a picture? Are they going to disqualify me? Are they going to discriminate me based on my picture that is out there? I have my two reasons as to why you must have a picture on your resume. Then I'm going to follow up with the exception as well. And the first, most important reason why a picture is a must is because we as humans, on a very basic internal level, are attracted to other humans. If you think about, if you've ever observed a baby, I'm gonna get very basic here. If you've observed a baby that was just born, or just, I don't know, a year old, he or she is just like exploring the world. He doesn't know much. They're just going out there, the babies, and they're looking at stuff. But what they're most attracted of, there can be a lot of stuff out there. But the moment they see a human face, they fixate on it. So we are attracted to other human faces. We are attracted to our people, like to members of our species, you know. Just like if I don't know, if you were a cow, you wouldn't care about humans. You would care about the faces of other cows out there. It's just that basic, and it's that simple. And moreover, the basic way in which we communicate, the internal, natural way in which we communicate is visually, is by listening, and is by talking. It is not by reading. This is a skill. This is a medium we've developed ourselves so we can transmit information in another way as well. But that is why when recruiters or employers look through resumes, it's not natural for us internally to read. We're not born to read. We make an effort to learn to read. So they go through this and they're attracted to human faces. So the moment they see a human face, okay, they look at the human face. Then they look through the whole resume, then they look down. And that's why you should have a picture, because more and more people are including their pictures. So the people reviewing the resumes are attracted by those pictures. And if your resume doesn't have a picture, they're not going to get attracted to it. And it's not like they're going to necessarily, it's not like, okay, you're out. But it does decrease your chances a little bit, because it doesn't really represent you in the best possible way. It doesn't fully represent you. Now you might ask, but George, aren't they going to judge me based on my picture? And I'm going to say, yeah, sure. They are going to judge you. They might discriminate you based on your picture. It's the way it works. It's the way we as humans work. And there's no law, there's no rule, there's no regulation which is ever going to change this. Because this is a law, this is a law of human nature. We judge other humans based on their appearance, based on how they look. We create our first impressions of them. And picture is not the best out there. That's why you should have a good picture, obviously. You should tailor a good picture, and I'm gonna have another video about how to record a good picture. I'm gonna record it and post it next week. I'm gonna also link it later up here so you can link it. But actually what I advise even more is that you don't just have a picture, but you have a video of yourself, where people don't just judge you based on a picture, but they build a whole impression of you, of how you look, how you talk, what kind of a person you are. And I believe this is one of the biggest things you can do to increase your chances of getting a job. This is what my practice so far has shown. So make sure you also watch my other videos to why you must have a video and why this is going to be extremely helpful to you as well. But the second reason why you must also have a picture is because people are, if they're interested in your job application, they're going to Google you anyways. They're going to look you up on social media. And you need to have a picture there. If you don't have a picture there, that's not good at all. That's very weird. That's like there's something fishy here. So you must have this picture anyways. And if they Google you, they might actually find some picture that is not necessarily very representative. It's not showing you in the best light possible. So don't let them find something that is not gonna necessarily show you in the best possible light. Make a good picture. Put it in there on the resume, put it on your LinkedIn, the two places where you're absolutely sure they're gonna check, so that you build that good first impression. Now, having said that, there are actually a few exceptions in which you might be careful about including your picture. Specifically, if you are based in the UK, Canada, or the USA, or if you are applying to any of those, to companies within those countries, in those countries, generally, people are really strict about not having a picture on the resume because you shouldn't be discriminated based on just how you look. You should be just evaluated based on skills, experience, whatever, your background history. So there, you might actually not want to include a picture, and specifically, you should not include a picture there if you're applying for a big company where they have this major HR department that is going to look through it, and where a lot of the HR people, they're going to be act according to some rules. It's like there might be a rule in the company. Oh, if there's a picture, get it out there. It's just like disqualify him or her instantly. And so if you apply to big companies within those countries, don't include a picture. If, however, you apply to, they might be big companies, but if you apply to cool companies, like to companies that are more progressive, like if you apply to, let's say, not a bank or not a accounting firm or a law firm or like a conservative type of old organizations, but you apply to a tech company, San Francisco, or a startup, or like something like this, that is more liberal, that is more open, then I actually advise you have a picture of yourself, because there's a high chance there the people are much more open than in other conservative organizations. Obviously, if you want to play it really, really, really safe, you might also not include it there. I mean, you just have to, there's no right or wrong way, There's different employers, they have different impressions. It's not because somebody in the US overall said, oh, in the US we don't accept, we don't like pictures, that a specific employer is not going to actually say, I don't agree with this, like screw what everybody says and why everybody believes this is true. I actually want to see the person. So, so there's no right or wrong. I'm just like letting this information out there for you, and you make up your mind and you make your final decision as whether you want to include it or whether you not, whether you want to take that risk, which is okay, taking risk is good, or whether you don't. Now, you need to have a picture anyway that is a professional one, as I say, for your resume and for your LinkedIn for sure, that presents you in the best possible light. So in the next video I'm going to be posting next week, I'm going to share with you how you can create a picture of yourself, a professional picture, without having any professional equipment. So look up forward to that one, or I'll link it up here once it is ready. So hope that was helpful. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any other questions, or if you want me to discuss any other topics about your job application process. Meanwhile, if you are now applying and building up your resume, make sure you download my guide below this video as to how you can, with my bulletproof strategies for you to impress employers and to maximize your chances of going to these job interviews and getting those jobs. It's gonna be it's a very practical, hands-on guide that's gonna give you ideas as to what you can do, and it's gonna also open up your mind. So maybe you come up with your own ideas as to things you can do that maximize your chances of getting to your to that job and landing that job at the end of the day. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you also subscribe so you get access to more of my weekly videos that I post here. And make sure that you keep aiming high, keep executing boldly on your goals, keep reviewing your results, and repeating this process again and again so you get higher and higher in your professional development. Thank you very much again, and I will see you very soon in another video.